Good evening, folks. I do see we are in the middle of the ad break, which is excellent. That means I'm not sitting here ready to go while folks are stuck in an ad. Although, of course, it looks like my viewer is Songvale, my subscriber. Thank you, Songvale. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why I'm doing things with my laptop mouse right now. It's making me a little slower, but Songville says the Borbs are having their Borb sit. Lark is looking at her because she took her weeds. Well, here's the thing, Lark. The thing you were eating might genuinely be poisonous. So it's not for Borbs. Cannot eat. Where's my mouse cursor? There it is. Oh no. This is not gonna work for me. Alright, that will work for me much better. So as you can see, latency is a lot better than it was this morning, so we will go ahead and work on some questing. Our first task will be hopefully finding the poachers for sharing land. We're not going to be anywhere near cougars for a little bit, but maybe the Plainstrider Talons as well. Welcome back, anybody who was in the ad. Good evening. We are doing some lobby questing on a new character in Hardcore. I do have a couple of higher level characters, but since I have been kind of taking a break, I wanted to get back into the swing of things with a character that I have not invested months and months into. So we're gonna do something new. Songwell says my name card is still up. Yikes. Oh no. We're gonna go into Timbuktu. You can tell that I'm tired. Did I mention that I was tired? I should have. So we're gonna play this while I'm feeling... I'm not, like, super sleepy. I think I'm, like, mentally... Doesn't sound better for Hardcore, but, like, I'm, like, mentally tired. I think once I'm... Like, I can already tell looking at Mulgore, it makes me feel nice and calm and engaged. Yes, Songville, we will play gently. That's a good way to put it. And I can tell that, like, it's a healing experience. I genuinely feel like the realization that World of Warcraft Hardcore for me is a cozy game is something that I should have. Like, if I, you know, make t-shirts. Hardcore World of Warcraft is a cozy game for me. Seems like it would make a good t-shirt, you know? I do agree that the gunshot noises are a little bit aggressive. Hopefully at some point we will get a bow. Songwell says, watching me play Wep-Wawet the last couple of times has been making her want to roll a new hunter. It's a sickness, you know? And both of us have it. For hunters, specifically. Are you planning on playing WoW on the side while I play? Are you just watching stream? Are you going to work on your drawing? What are your plans this evening? For my part, I guess I'm going to look around. Wow, there's a lot of people dying tonight. Population is up, except population will shortly be going down. Yikes. I wonder if this person is on Steam Deck. I'm gonna ask them. Still not seeing poachers. I felt like this quest was all right here, but maybe I'm wrong and there's or somewhere else. We'll have to go on a quest, I suppose. Where else was there more gnolls? Do I need to just follow? Oh, you know what? Maybe they're over here. Let's see. Missed a few messages somehow, I guess because I was talking to Derb Deck. They were on Steam Deck. So they're getting used to it. Yeah, it does take some getting used to. Songwell says she's not sure what she's going to do at the moment. She wants to WoW, but she doesn't want to make it too hot too fast for my ferret Haruko's sake. They can get heat stroke as early as 75 degrees Fahrenheit. They do not like heat. It's 70 degrees in her room with no AC, so it's a concern. Songville said Dad lets her bite his wrist still, and he walked in shortly after she brought Haruko in. Sorry, the pronouns are getting really confusing there. Songville says that she literally started quivering in anticipation and chomped the crap out of him. Good old Haruko. There to bite the frick out of you. Songville says she feels like WoW will accelerate the heating, and it's already up 1 degree since she started using the laptop an hour ago. But maybe she could start working on the Eledris picture. I am excited about the Eledris picture, so I would like to see it if you work on it. I also like the Moomin one, though. The Moomin one is very cute. Songwell says she also has been enjoying working on the Moomin drawing. I'm glad to hear it. It's a sweet drawing. Songwell said also they don't have long legs. She just failed to do it right. She tried to fix it a bit, but not enough, evidently. So she will work on that more. Yeah, I guess I just sort of thought that they didn't, like, really have legs long enough to have knees. Okay, so here's the area with the poachers. I guess I confused this area for that area. Hopefully we can pick some off from around the edges, though, because I don't really want to mess with that. But we'll see.
I'm out of range.
Of course, right after I pull, Tamagotchi is, beeping. See, as we're exchanging bullets with this fellow, who's the better? It's me. Should have, run to your friends, but alas, you did not. Oh, should I stay focused or should I help the Tama? I feel like we have to help the Tama. Songwell says she does think Moomins have been illustrated with knee joints, but their legs are very short nonetheless. Yeah, I guess I don't know if they have long enough legs to let you do the, like, one knee up pose. They might have to just be laying there being cute. Songwell thinks I should go to a safe place and help the Tama. Well, I've went to a place, and now I will help the Tama. Still strongly debating acquiring a camera and a tripod. You know, partially to make high-quality videos, but also have a Tamagotchi cam. This Tamagotchi cam would be so cute. Songville says, I have found them. Behold Moomin Papa's knees. The Borbs really are staring at you. They're mad. Oh yeah, you're right. He does have knees. But they have very, very short legs. You have drawn a half-elven, half-Moomin. We're back from Tama time. Songwell says she usually thinks that adding elf to things is universally an improvement, but now we all wait with bated breath for her butt. It's possible that Moomins are an exception. Yeah, I feel like Moomin plus elf. I like the idea of like a Moomin journeying with an elf, you know, like in one of those nice contrast things. Because Moomins being round, as Songwell says, is part of their fundamental nature. Yeah. And elves, like, being round, it's fundamentally not their nature. Oh my gosh, we found a Planestrider Talon. Except for the fact that we're almost out of bullets and our inventory is full. So things were going great. Well, we're gonna be out of bullets. So I guess we could pull one more. We could get to another poacher. I don't think we'll be able to defeat two with 42 bullets, though. And I'm not sure we can grab a poacher anyway, so I guess we'll go back and buy bullets. If we see any tall striders on the way, though, I will pick another one off. In hopes of, I mean, I see one there, but there's a couple of wolves. Can we pull it? Pull it separate? Ooh, a swoop. Those are also a little bit hard to find. How many do I use per mob? I don't know. We started at 42, so let's find out. I think I just used 4. But the poachers I will get to use more because they like stay ranged, it looks like, and shoot at me. So we will stay in ranged space a lot longer. So that one we used 5, but it was because they closed the distance and ran up to us. But the poachers were standing and shooting at us. All these things that we can skin. Maybe we should pick up leatherworking and make some armor kits. I'm enjoying this right now, like playing games and chatting. I guess if you're coming and chatting, I mean, it's a big ask on your time, but like right now I'm okay with like streaming before bed. I guess, of course, I'm not done streaming and having to go to bed yet, so maybe I will not feel like, oh yeah, actually, you know what, evening stream has turned out to be fun. I'm fine with that. It does help that I'm gaming more now than I was like 6 months ago. Like, it's much easier for me to turn on World of Warcraft. Whereas, like, and the struggle is like just setting up my whole stream thing, but even that's getting easier. Whereas like 6 months ago I was like, no, I don't want to set up the stream and then play and then have to like immediately go to bed. So I don't know, maybe this summer, I mean this summer we're going to have to do afternoon streams. But the afternoon streams going into the evening? Maybe. Songvale says, when I go back for bullets, she will work on setting up her drawing tablet while I'm in town. Well, guess what? It's time, because I'm in town right now.
Looking for something special?
Let's see, what can I sell? This and this. I think we figured out that the vendor for bullets is up there. But I'm kind of thinking...
What brings
Oh, he's got some here. Okay. Is this great shot? No. I guess maybe I shouldn't have bought quite so much because at level 10 we can get substantially better. But we'll get through it fairly quickly anyway, I imagine. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these things so that I can use some of the things in my inventory to hopefully give me some buffs here. This is food? Well, okay, we'll cook this to get the cooking level up and then we'll just vendor the food. I'm looking for stuff that provides a buff, which this does at least. But since I can only make one right now, I don't really want to put 5 of these mild spices in my inventory and take up another slot because we have not had any bag luck whatsoever. Alright, we did that, and then can we make armor kits? We can. We can also make light leather, so we'll go ahead and get these out of our inventory and then make some leather kits. I also think these might be an upgrade. They are. Okay. Well, maybe before we make kits, then we'll make some of these items and get some upgrades going so we're a little more durable. Did I say durable or adorable? Like, adorable. Songwell says, poor Wepwawet has a low luck stat. Yeah, which is brutal after coming from Bright Ranger, where his luck stat seems to be very, very high.
How
He
we
just
shall
has
meet.
stuff that he's dropping all the time.
Hail.
I could buy them. I don't have very much. Oh no, not anywhere close. I have 1 silver and 77 copper, and they are 5 silver each. Not happening.
Walk with the earth, mother.
Well met.
How much course thread do I need? Let's see, I need 1 upgrade. Yep, 2, 5, 6. I need 6,
How may
please.
I aid you? Go in peace.
We'll make 1 of each of these things. Sungo says she has plugged in her tablet. Congratulations, you are achieving things. Let's... A durable is when something is so hardy that you just have to love it, like a tank. The Borbs have hopped down at her place, and Bramble has walked around like usual, but Lark stood and stared through the wire where her weeds were before I took them. We're sorry, Lark, but we don't know if they're safe to eat, so you can't eat anymore.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Alright, I got the boots, yep. I'm gonna do the bracers and the cloak. And then we can do 4 of these. I am sure Lark will forgive you once there is worms. But only once there is worms.
I have just the thing for you.
Sell some other stuff. I'll use these, and then we will have regained
Goodbye.
at least a couple of slots here for the inventory. It would be good to be able to turn in some of these quests that just really fill up your inventory with all kinds of stuff. But we are in a better, more durable spot now, with plenty of ammunition, and we will head back out. I will say what impresses me about hardcore, like, starter zones is I feel like a lot of people have almost what I would consider, like, RP names. Which is interesting to me. Like, maybe it's because hardcore is so immersive in, like, how much you need to be focused. But for some reason, a lot of people at least roll characters that sound like they are immersion players. Songwell says she feels like that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely think like the play style encourages like a more immersive way of playing the game, even if you're not going to like go write dialogue to be in a tavern. Like the gameplay itself is probably the best roleplay experience as gameplay on offer in World of Warcraft these days. What do we think? I mean, this buff is just an armor buff, and yet somehow I feel like our weapon damage is higher. You know what that means? It's time to get just super, super ahead of ourselves, pull a bunch of stuff, end up on hardcore moments. Songwell says that she finds hardcore way more immersive than retail in terms of the gameplay facilitating immersion directly. Yes. Well, that's not what I meant to have happen. But luckily, we are gonna be fine. I mean, we're pulling everything under the sun, but we're gonna be fine. Dude is leveled up. Songville said, "Oh no, do not perish," but she believes in us both. Indeed, I think we're gonna be fine. I think the main thing is that he's not necessarily watching to notice that, like, I also have mana and it's not infinite. I do think pulling anything in this main camp, I know I did that in the other camp when I was by myself, but I feel a little concerned doing it with other people because I don't know if they're thinking it through, you know?
I need more mana. I don't have it.
Like, now I'm out of mana, so, like, my DPS is somewhat limited. But we are gonna be okay. You might wonder, why did I pull this one when he pulled this one? And it's just because I felt like it was very close and was going to get pulled. So, really, I just wanted it dead. I don't think he's that worried about it, given that he's switching around too.
I can't carry
am in a little bit of a bad spot. I don't want more to pull. Okay. Camp is respawning. Not good. She says, Sangirl says she likes this cauldron and she thinks that I should flee. What about this chest, though, that I can't fit any more in my inventory from? Sangirl says we gotta get out of that spot. The place is bad. Didn't notice the chest, but it's probably not worth it. It gave me some healing potions, which, you know, I forgot I had those. So it was a nice reminder that healing potions exist. But it was the right time to leave, as there is respawns there now.
Inventory is full.
We'll follow him and help him get his last thing, and then we will go on our way. I think I would like to get the talons and the paws out of my inventory, so we'll go do that next, I think. I do like that, like, hardcore has its own lingo, like SS for stay safe. I think it's cool when games develop their own languages and little culture. Sangirl agrees that games developing their own lingo is a cool cultural thing.
I can't carry.
Ooh, a sword. Well, at nothing else, that is going to be worth vendoring. Weapons always have higher vendor value than other similar items, so we're gonna take that.
Inventory
Can't pick
is
those up now though, because our inventory is full. Need one more talon. Sangirl says on language for games and having their own culture. She doesn't remember much about the details, but she took a linguistic... Ugh, I'm struggling to talk. She took a linguistic anthropology class and did one of her direct observations by joining voice chat in Antora's Pug. Oh yeah, like for the gamer World of Warcraft lingo. I know for some projects like that, like when you're doing some kind of, oh, what's the cultural thing called? Ethnography. You're like required to go observe and join a group that you are not part of. I had a high school friend who did her ethnography on my aunt and uncle's religious group. They were Jehovah's Witnesses for a while. And high school friend tagged along with them to Kingdom Hall stuff for a month or so and wrote her ethnography on that. Sangirl says, yep, and it was combined with social dynamics. Was it a successful, positive Antorus group, or were they not a successful or very positive group?
I can't carry anymore.
I'm not sure why these birds don't have talents. It's truly one of the great mysteries of vanilla World of Warcraft. the drop rates and what the rationale there was. Rationale was probably like it can't happen too fast because people need to get experience points. But I will say Wepowit's luck stat being so low hopefully means that generally speaking we will kill a few more things and end up being a higher level when we take stuff on, which will be good. Songwell says the Antorus run was a fairly decent one. Did you do that while you were still in like the game design program where like the professors would probably be pretty used to that, or did you do that like mainstream? Uh-oh. I don't like this. I don't like this. We have a potion. I think we're gonna be okay. Alright. We're gonna keep our head on a swivel so that hopefully we don't pull any more. The reason I kept leashing it is because I was pretty confident, like, I could fight one, I just didn't want to fight the other one. So. I realized that if it was actually bad and I had died, the clip would have been like, stop leashing it, you noob. And like, I'm level 7, alright? On this character, I'm a noob.
I need a target. Inventory is full.
Mongo said she thinks it was a run where they were struggling with the laser boss, and after several wipes during the discussion of what to do, she kept trying to speak up about the order of the ads, and no one heard her at all until this guy with a very southern accent loudly broke in with, "What were you trying to say, young lady?" And everyone went silent. And I explained why I thought we should kill the green ad first instead of the red one, and the southern man said firmly, "That sounds like a good idea to me." So we killed the green ad first and finally defeated the boss. And no, this wasn't when you were still in the game program by that point, but the teacher found it interesting.
Can't carry anymore.
I appreciate Southern Dude's insistence that you be included in the strategy meeting, and also appreciate that your idea was the correct one. Maybe he wanted to say it, but he didn't have the courage. And then, but he did have the courage to stand up for you. Longwell says she thinks about Southern Dude a lot. I hope he's doing well. Longwell says he sounded like a man of courage to her. That's a great memory. Songvale, in addition to sounding like a man of courage, she says, also a man of some exasperation. Maybe he was like, yeah, I really think we should kill the thing, but nobody agrees with me or is listening to me. Maybe they'll listen to the girl. Every so often a name pops up that seems familiar, and I'm not sure if I, like, have seen them die before, or if it's like a book character that I don't, like, remember reading the book of anymore. Interesting. I'm Wepwawet, but this is Sabek. That's kind of funny. Alright, so that was the last talent we needed. I'm gonna go turn this and this in. Clear out that many more spaces of our very, very tight inventory. And, I don't know, maybe I, like, could pick up tailoring just to make myself a couple of bags. This is truly one of the more brutal new characters I've ever run. For anybody wondering, like, no, my hardcore character didn't die. I just felt like making a new one. And I feel like Hunter is, a great one to explore quests you've never done before. Because you can scout with a cat and stealth, and I think that's very strategic and fun. I do have a, like, low 20s, I think. I think she's low 20s. I don't think she's 30 yet. Warrior. But I will be completely honest and say I like the warrior when I have the buffs, and I'm not as thrilled about the warrior without the buffs. Like, it's a fun power fantasy when it's power fantasy, but it's just terrifying when it's not that. Songwell thinks, and together I fight crime. I'm not quite sure what that was in reference to. Maybe the cat and the hunter comment. But then says she thinks making a new character to get back in when you're rusty is a really good idea. Yeah, that's a big part of it too. That, like, I was looking down my list and I was like, alright, that's a bank tune. Or I just would be reluctant to let that character die. Since I haven't been playing hardcore for a little while. So I just decided to dip my toes back in with, a new character.
We shall meet again.
Right.
Ancestors watch.
Well, we got one inventory space back. It did give us a quest with another one. But we can sell... We can cook this. Sell this.
Well met. May the eternal sun shine upon you.
I got 25 bullets. Oh! Songvale says her Together We Fight Crime was in relation to Sabek, which is very similar to Sobek, the Egyptian god. I guess maybe we'll see if we can just sell these. I don't think we can. But 25 bullets is not... It's just gonna lead to me running out of ammunition while I'm in combat and being really confused about what's going on. So we're gonna just sell them.
Greetings, traveler.
Oh hey, 3 silver? Alright, that actually was a great,
Be careful.
a great reward. I need the money really badly. Should we buy a bag? I almost feel like I need one.
Go in
Of course, as soon as I'm, like, thinking about this, I'm like, if I buy a bag, then one's gonna drop, but, like, maybe that's what I need to have happen, you know what I mean? Like, let the irony occur. Well, I need to go get level 8 skills. Guess we'll try level 8 skills. So, swoops. Cleansing the water well that's over here. Following the doggo. Dogmo says she doesn't think I'll be saddened by having 2 more bags. That's true.
How may I aid you?
What else am I going to use the silver on? Oh, parry. Gives a chance to parry the attacks. I mean, hopefully it will not be 0%. It's still 0. Alright, we have a 5% chance to parry, which seems like it could be key.
Peace, friend.
So I wanted to get that for sure. Concussive shot. Oh yeah, we can't not have concussive shot. Raptor strike. Double damage. We need that. I don't feel like we should have skipped any of those things, so I'm glad that we have the gold to take them all. So we no longer have enough to buy a bag, but I think we'll survive better now. We haven't done this quest. I still think we're gonna do this and this one if we see a flatland cougar. I think they're over here. Like, maybe much closer to the city. Maybe we won't run into one. Hopefully we will see one. I remember early on when I started streaming, I had the thought that, like, I needed to not move my camera in, like, a motion sickness way, or, like, not, like, look away if you're prone to motion sickness, like, not doing this all the time, like, when I'm running. Alright, I have stopped whipping the camera around. And I'm curious, do you find that I leave the camera alone, or, like, turn it in a slow and cinematic way now? Songwell says, oh yeah, that is really disorienting. Given that you found it disorienting, but you have never asked me to stop, I take it I succeeded in, like, not using that as a, not using that as like a way to fill time. What's it called? Like not a twitch. Not using it as a fidget, maybe. Songgirl says, I feel like your camera movement has changed. Naturally, as soon as you said look away, you looked up at the screen. Well, at least then you saw what I was talking about. Are you working on the Eledris picture or on the Moomin? No femurs. We'll head this way. I guess they are right here, so hopefully one of these will drop a femur sooner rather than later. I wonder if they'll both pull if I pull one. I feel like cougars seem like something that there could be assistance. If you pull one, get the other. Tango says she is working on the Eledris picture. No femur. We need femurs, please. I don't know, it's such a tough thing in vanilla because if you get all your drops really fast, then you run out of quests and like you just have to grind mobs anyway. So there's a level on which, yeah, woohoo! There's a level on which you can kind of be fine with bad drop rate. It's like, well, you know, if I'm not killing more of this, I'm just gonna kill more of the next thing, so. I thought I saw a swoop, but now I don't see the swoop. Good evening, Photon. How are you doing? There's the swoop. I don't necessarily want to pull every wolf under the sun. Hopefully the swoop will just pull over here, which it seems like it is doing so.
It's too far away.
How is it going, Photon? You know what I reserved a spot for this morning? Shopping at Pokemon Center. You know when Songvale pointed out that I reserved and where? I reserved it for June 12th in New Orleans. Oops, misunderstood what that email was for. I canceled the reservation to let somebody who will actually be in New Orleans on June 12th take my shopping slot. I thought I was registering for the one for Pokemon XP in August. Photon says she's good. She just finished watching an Equestria Girls movie after she watched the MLP movie again. Which Equestria Girls? Honestly, the music on the Equestria Girls movies was generally top freaking tier. As were a lot of the pony songs, especially in like the first half of the series. I feel like some of the later ones didn't resonate with me in quite the same way, but I still enjoyed it. Photon, in response, I believe, to my registration error, said, oops, Lamo. Lamau. Oh, Mao. Songville says, can either of you remind me of what you're supposed to know about image composition that involves dividing the canvas into thirds? You draw, like, thirds up and down, and then thirds right to left also, and where those lines cross tend to be places that the human eye wants to go. So, like, images tend to have a more cinematic or, like, well-composed vibe if where you want the focal point of the image to be is in one of those 4 crossover points. Photon says, Springtime Breakdown. She thinks it was a short, but it is a Sunset Shimmer pony you saw when looking up, which is why you watched it. Oh, I didn't watch any of the Equestria Girls, like, web series that they did, I don't think. I only saw, like, the 4 movies. Photon Photon says she didn't know you had to register for the Pokemon Center thing. Yeah, so at most events, I think to prevent like overcrowding in the shop, you have to like register for a time slot to be allowed to go shop, so that it's not super full in there. Which I assume is partially like a fire safety thing where like they can't have too many people in a small space or the fire marshal gets mad, but also realistically probably a theft thing. Like if it was packed in super tight, it would be really hard to see everybody's hands on the cameras. Photon says she knows about the rule of thirds in movies, but she doesn't know about art. That's okay, I explained it. I think people do talk about rule of thirds also in, like, composition for movie shots, but they talk about it in composition for 2D art as well. Songbell said that she was so confused about the booking of the New Orleans thing, like, absolute math meme. Yeah, I remember you being like, is there a trip I don't know about? Like, why are you going to New Orleans? Photon said, did I find the actual listing? No. So I got an email, like, inviting me to sign up for a time slot for New Orleans, and I just didn't read it close enough. I just sort of assumed, oh, this is for the event I actually registered for. Why would they be sending me anything else? And I registered for it. So I'm hoping that I don't find out that, like, Pokemon Company messed up and that actually was registration for the correct event. Because I honestly don't know why they sent me the one for New Orleans. Photon says it might show up closer to Pokemon XP then. That would make a lot more sense.
Greetings, traveler. Go in peace.
Alright. It is an upgrade. It's not that much of an upgrade. Maybe we need the silver more. This is not a big upgrade. I'm gonna take these because they're male, so they're gonna sell for more, and we really need the silver.
May the eternal sun shine down.
Sorry if that's a controversial choice there, but I really feel like I need revenue. Photon says she's on a current MLP kick, not gonna lie, trying to get her desire for watching shows without feeling like she has to be uber critical for some whimsy. What am I doing in WoW? Well, I kind of want to talk about MLP now, but I have started a character. This is the hardcore server, so this is the server where, like, if your character dies, that's it. You just have to start over. No redos, even if, like, it's like a bug and you fall through the world and you end up in the abyss and die. Doesn't matter. Character over. So I'm just doing some leveling. I haven't played hardcore that much lately, so starting a new character felt safer than being on one of the characters I've invested a lot of time in while I'm not, you know, remembering exactly what I need to pay attention to and how to move through the world in a very thoughtful way. Photon asks if one of my old ones died. No, that's what we're trying to prevent. Just because I feel like I don't have the game fluency, and when I was looking down the list, I was like, man, I don't want any of these characters to die because I don't remember how to play. So we started a new one. It is named for an Egyptian god, the opener of the ways, Wep-Wa-Wet.
Greetings.
Wep-Wa-Wet's name sounds like
May
the
eternal sun shine upon
record scratch, like Wep-Wa-Wet. I bet you're wondering how I got into this mess. Which, you know, definitely could be the beginning of an interaction on Hardcore Moments or something. I bet you're wondering how I made that stupid decision. Well, I'll tell you. It was for content. Do we want to go fight harpies that cast? I wonder if we will be able to get to a point where we have a pet before we do this. I don't know how often I want to, like, plunge into areas. 44, that's a brutal loss. I don't know if I want to plunge into a lot of dense areas with casters that are going to pull their... I think the harpies both cast at a distance, but then also, like, turn and run into their peers to, like, pull more. I feel like I might want to try to hold out for level 10 when I will have a pet to handle some of that. Photon says Wepwawet is destined to be a DJ of the desert. That sounds awesome. That should have been a Yu-Gi-Oh character. Songwell says casters are bad and harpies do flee. Okay. Well, we will follow the spirit doggo. And I don't really remember beyond that you follow the spirit doggo. I don't remember where the doggo like takes you. So we will have to find out by actually following the doggo. This is a long cast timer, wow. Alright. This is one of my favorite models from back in this time of the game. I don't know why, I just really like the proportions on this wolf. It was always my favorite. I will be excited. I guess I was going to say I'm excited to tame another one, but I think I'm going to go with a cat just because the utility of stealth for scouting stuff out is just unmatched. I like it a lot. Also, I'm not disliking this character model. I've never played male Tauren before, but this is making me wish that I had made another female Tauren. My warrior is a female Tauren. And so I was like, oh, I'll try something different. I'll have a different silhouette. I'll roll male Tauren hunter. Oh, and then there goes a female Tauren hunter just to make me really wish. We'll get over it. We'll get over it. We're trying something new. The Plains Vision. Does it go up to the area with the dwarves? Now I'm kind of feeling like it does. Photon says, I guess if you die, it's an excuse to make another female Tauren. Alright, I mean, I guess that's supportive. I feel like that's straight neutral. Because you're like, I mean, you might die, which, you know, isn't putting good energy into the stream. But you are offering, you know, with every death is a new opportunity for life. So I'm going to call that one a neutral comment. I do have to keep following the Plains Vision. But I wanted to get the swoop. They're not everywhere. You just keep kiting this one.
I'm out of range.
For its quills. I have to pay attention to not pull other random stuff. Here, thank you. Do you have a quill? Well, that's good. At least I was gonna do all of that and it wasn't even gonna drop a quill. Photon says it was a true neutral comment, but she doesn't think I'm gonna die because I'm a god gamer. Thank you. Yeah, literally. Right? Like, do a Wepwawet. Also, look, we got a rare spawn. We fight it? Let's try. Oh, it has sprint. Oh, no. It actually doesn't take much damage. Miss. Miss. Uh-oh. We are... deadly poison. I don't like that. Where's the spirit guy?
It's too far.
This is a very long follow quest, I have to say.
I need to get closer.
I do feel, you know, a little bit god gamer here right now. I'm just like kiting stuff while doing this other quest. Oh, it's bringing me to a cave. I forgot. Okay. I like could not think at all of like what was over here. But that makes sense. And then I talk to this dude. Alright, cool. Well, let's go see what the rare is gonna gonna drop for us. I do have a notice that we are starting an ad in 3 minutes. Oh, that's a good drop. Okay, it doesn't look any different from what we're wearing, but +1 agility. Love that. That's a good drop. Alright. We'll make an armor kit, make it a little bit better. I don't know why I haven't put leatherworking on my bar. Meanwhile, some people watching are like, why would you put it on your bar? It's not like you need to access it quickly. And fair enough, but this is how I've always played the WoWs. Songville says, should we fight it? Let's try. Is maybe the worst thing to say in hardcore. Well, it worked out, didn't it? Photon says it's rare. Rare means good, obviously. I almost killed it. Yippee, worth. Yeah, that was totally worth it. Woohoo.
I've been expecting.
The boots are probably worth more. Both of these are weaker than the stuff I was able to make. Alright. So next we have to go talk to someone. I know where this is. It's like over here. We're not going to go there quite yet. Photon says, can I sell it? Yeah, I will sell these boots. Get some coppers off of it. We're going to go back and cleanse this well, which is here. No, Winterhoof. Oh, okay. We're going to go back and cleanse this one. If we see any swoops on the way, we will try for more trophy quills. They don't drop in everyone, and they're not that easy to find. So you sort of have to prioritize them when you see them.
I need to get closer. I can't keep
And try not to pull a bunch of extra stuff. Oh, I can't get far enough away. So we're just gonna have to melee it down. It is time to punch a bird. Songville says, can I briefly interrupt stream to ask for composition input? Absolutely.
that spell isn't ready yet.
Go ahead and throw it in the Discord, or I guess a link in the chat if you have a way to upload it. We almost died. I used a potion. Now we're fine. The ad will be starting in 18 seconds. I apologize, Photon, if you are caught in that, but we'll go chat in the Discord briefly about the composition of Songville's image. I'm a little concerned about where I am on the road, so I'm going to run back towards town. But let's pull up the Discord. Discord is loading. Oh. Upload the picture, Songville. We are currently in an ad break. Oh, I like. All right. What feedback do you want? Composition, like, do you just want like a general review, or do you have a question that goes with the post? Songville says, basically, is anything obviously disproportionate? I think his facial features are too far away from the ear. Like, grab, let's see, I think I'm safe on the bridge. I'm just gonna, like, quickly do it in MS Paint. And maybe I will find that I'm wrong once I see my change. But my initial thought is that... No, do freeform selection. My initial thought is that, like... the space between his face and his ear is too big. So I'm gonna move it and see. Yeah. Yeah, that looks better to me. Like, I think I am just using MS Paint, so it's not gonna be a perfect edit to be, you know, completely upfront. But you will get the idea of what I am suggesting. Like redlining. So, like, this is what I feel like the face was too... There was too much space between the front of the face and the back. I might have, like, narrowed it too much, maybe? But I feel like the face looks better to me now. I also think this allows the face to be more, like, centered, which, in the case of a portrait, feels better. Welcome back, people who are coming back from the ad. We are just over in the Discord giving some feedback on the composition of Songvale's portrait. I was just saying that I feel like the face is like too wide or too long. And yeah, maybe the ear is too high. I don't know. It's an elven ear, so you can mess with it a little bit. I do think I narrowed it like a tiny bit too much. Like, maybe move it back out like 1/3 of the space that I switched it really fast. But yeah, maybe make those changes and then see if you like it. I think I like, in a portrait, even like a silhouette portrait like this, I prefer the face being more on center rather than like sitting at one of the rule of thirds points. I think it just makes more sense, especially because now there's kind of this cool diagonal between the danglies at the top left and like the vines growing at the bottom right. This is how I feel. But like also, you know, my level of art skill, so like I'm not an art god. I'm just a gaming god. I'm just a hardcore god, as Photon points out. Alright, we have to put Discord down. So that I am not distracted. If so, I have Discord muted so that the rest of you do not hear Discord noises when I get a message. But by all means, if we post more in the Discord and I should look at it while we're on stream, let me know, and I will pull it out and take a look. We're back. We're on our way over here to this water well. Cleanse it. Still looking for Swoop to try and get this last quill. Getting some more stuff to cook. Getting some more stuff to leather work. I think we have to get fairly close to cleanse it. We'll do that. Oh, did I reinforce this? I did. Okay, good. Sell these things. Need to cook this. Photon says, Songvale, she went to get some water real quick, but she agrees with the edit that I Starsworn did. He thinks for the dangly parts, if we want to keep it symmetrical, we could add, or she could add something like a candelabra, or something that might give the illusion of a mirror. Otherwise, the vines look fine with their placement. I think once you refine like the silhouette of the profile and stuff too, it might be clearer like what you could or should do to fill that space, if anything. Alright, this feels like someone else cleared it, so I think we want to get in and get out. I feel like we might end up with respawns right here. And in Hardcore WoW, it seems like things don't always respawn one at a time. Sometimes they're just like, surprise, here's 4 things back. Got that done. We need swoops. We need swoops. Hey, hey. Swoops. Hey, hey. Photon, do you remember that commercial? It was like chocolate-covered potato chips. Swoops. Hey, hey. I know Songville won't because she did not have TV, but I'm pretty sure the Swoops commercial would like play during Pokemon when we were younger. Swoops, hey, hey. Not sponsored. I don't know if Swoops still exist. Photon says no, she doesn't remember that one. That song just pops into my head all the time. Just an annoying earworm for a company that probably doesn't exist anymore. Photon says that color, too, is going to help in distinguishing the vines later if she plans on that. Yes. Yeah, color will impact how big those things should be or how well they stand out, too. Please leave me alone. Yay, a swoop. Songvale says yes, she does plan on coloring it and appreciates our help. You are most welcome. For folks who are lurking in the background, both I and Photon dabble in amateur. Well, Photon has a lot more experience, and maybe you want to say stronger than amateur for Photon, but I do amateur art as well, so we're happy to give art advice if that's what you're working on. Photon says she was laughing to herself that people complain about new gen memes, but we used to quote dumb commercials all the time. State Farm still buries Jake from State Farm into the ground. Yeah, he's... Alright, this is the caravan quest, I think, over here. A few days ago, traveling, lost 2 of the numbers. Ackenley wasted the caravan, left the crates. Let's go look in the crates. Okay. I'm gonna go look in the crates then. And look for swoops on the way. Songville says she was trying to move her Twitch tab and she closed it by accident. This stream was over for her. She was not gonna hear any more of it. She came in, she asked for drawing advice, she got it, and then she was out. Photon says she wants to get back to drawing ponies now. Sweet ponies. I have a friend who went to like a convention. I'm not quite sure what the convention was. I think I needed to back read like her Discord for context. But she makes like indie video games and she's been like a paid game producer before. Anyway, so I think it was a networking event. And she's been in the stream before as Professional Panda, and she made like sticker sets to give out to people just to be like more memorable. And the sticker sets would like have a couple of pandas, but then also had like clothing you could put on the panda, like hats and glasses and stuff like that. And she said they were a total hit. And someone even asked if she would take a commission to do like a dress-up pony or like dress-up horse version that could be used in that company's Christmas package this year. And she was like, they weren't like a commissions ad. Like, she's not an artist. She like does game programming. But she was super excited about that, and it was super cute sounding. Photon says, WTF, that's so creative. Yeah. Like, it's not the only thing. It's like I've heard of paper dolls before. But I thought that was a super cute idea. That's brutal. They were well on their way. Being careful. Death. Wow, there is a lot of red stuff around here. Okay. Gotta pay attention. We are gonna get jumped. Oh. They're... I wonder if they were duoing. Somebody else fell to their death in Valley of Trials, level 10. Must have been their duo. Please don't run away.
Out of range.
I'm gonna shoot at you. Photon says she really wants to get the new, I assume, pony trading cards because the art is really beautiful on some. I think I was talking to you where it's like, I love the idea of trading cards, but they're just, like, even at retail price, they are too expensive for how much entertainment time I get out of them, I think. I would be better suited to, like, doing... Do people still do artist trading cards? I feel like maybe I would enjoy artist trading cards more. Because it would consume more time. And be a little bit more of like a social connective experience. Which is definitely a way to make me kind of want to part with my money at the moment. Right now I'm thinking about leaving my job and starting an awesome, like, LARP experience. Okay, so here's what it is. In the front, you can get, like, tea and little baked goods and stuff, and that's, like, the normal thing. But, like, in the back, you can go and chat with someone who's, like, LARPing, like an elf witch or something like that. And you can talk about, like, not something that you should see a psychiatrist for, but, like, just, like, some small challenge or goal or dream or something you have, and chat about it with them over tea. And then they take you over to, like, an area where they have, like, all kinds of little, like, stones and charms and stuff, and it's like magical witch Build-A-Bear, and you guys, like, put together like a little, like, Pop-It doll, or I don't know, some kind of charm bracelet that's supposed to help you, like, achieve your goal. And it's just kind of like a fun LARP experience. And I think that would be so fun. So I think I will quit my job and use all of my life savings to open this cafe and witch shop business. And it will survive for 3 months, and then I will be out of money and we will close forever. The end. Let's see. Photon says about artist trading cards. Yes, some convention places still do it. She's seen a few people post them before. She literally watched a tutorial with holograph paper making your own art cards, and she'd be so tempted. She doesn't have a printer, though, which ruins her life right now. Well, what you probably have is a local library, and a lot of libraries will let you print like somewhere between 3 and 30 pages per week for free. I would look into that. Photon says that sounds super fun though, like a Ren Fair thing. Yeah, like I initially thought of it kind of as a Ren Fair type experience because we're going to the Ren Fair this weekend. But uh-oh. But, you know, then it expanded and I was like, what if this was just my new career? I will be an elf witch hosting
I can't use that.
magical Build-A-Bear. Photon says there is a little library near our house. And a bigger one like 10 minutes down. Oh hey, we got the quill we needed. I suppose we'll still investigate the crates though, because we are very close. Photon says, I wonder if they'll let you bring your own paper. I feel like it's probably changing, like every month that passes probably makes it less and less likely that you'll do it because they use like some proprietary printer thing where like they're only allowed to use the paper it comes with or whatever. But I feel like it's worth asking. Plus, if you just meet like a really bored librarian when they're not busy, it is also entirely possible that the librarian will just be like, oh, that's such a, like, if you show them what you're doing, they might be like, oh, that's such a cute idea, like, sure, you know, like, I'll print these out for you. I'll just take it in the back and use the office printer or something. Photon says she'll have to think about it because she hasn't touched digital art in a while. You know what will get you there faster? Not thinking about it. You can do what Songvale's doing and take out your drawing tablet right now. Use this stream as creative inspiration. It's time to co-work. And I am working on leveling up Wet, and you two are working on leveling up your art objectives. I faintly feel like as I approach this that there's going to be another quest to come here. Maybe to kill the laborers that I just don't have yet. So we might end up coming back here a second time. Oh, level 60. Andre. Andre. I'm so sorry to see that. That's brutal. Photon says it is midnight, alas. You know what? When are you more creative? You have work. But you're in the stream anyway. You know, like you're not sleeping unless you're trying to fall asleep, at which point like I'll be less exciting. It is now time for bed. Everyone hearing this stream is feeling sleepy. You are so ready for your head to hit the pillow. Your thoughts are so soft and gentle. What do people say when they want people to go to sleep? Because this sounds like I'm convincing you to relax so I can murder you.
But still recharging.
Also, there was like almost like Gladys in there.
That spell isn't ready.
Songvale says I have to stop making her tired. Photon says she has work tomorrow. She does have work off Friday. Woohoo! We'll all party together Friday morning. Expecting a break from work. I have to wait for a maintenance person to come Friday, but I don't have to go to work, so I can stream as long as I am ready at a moment's notice to be like, alright, stream over, bye. Songvale says she can't party Friday morning. Why not? She has a meeting Friday afternoon. Well, vague response. Photon says, honestly, she just doesn't want to get on her computer. I guess.
I can't carry.
No! Now we're gonna be stuck in respawns. I thought it was weird that that guy stood here so long, and I'm guessing he ran into the same thing. Uh-oh. Bye. Guess we don't get to know what's in that chest. Bye.
Still recharging.
Songville says that she'll tell her client that he has to show up early so that we can party first. I mean, what if he shows up late? You know? Because then you have lots of time to party. Oh, this was in response to Photon saying, just bring the meeting to the party. Hey, I know you wanted to discuss the editorial things I did for you, but do you want to come to my friend's stream on twitch.com? No, it's not .com. Twitch.tv. Come support the stream. Also, I missed Photon earlier saying that if she really wants to, she could ask her fiance because he has a printer that he can use at his job. Songvale says that she can only party on Friday morning if partying isn't an implicit statement that she has the day off. No, if you want to party even though you're at work, you're gonna have to go to work, that's fine. I mean, I try to party in the stream even though I have to go to work Monday through Friday most of the time. Oh, I was gonna say, was this not the guy who asked me to cleanse the well? But it's over here. So we're about to be level 9. I definitely feel like we can hit level 10 tonight. I'm wondering if we will be able to get our pet. So we start that, like, quest chain at level 10.
Peace, friend.
I think somebody just hit something outside or, like, ran over a entire case of empty pop cans or something. That was a very strange noise. Photon says that would be free publicity. Yeah, I don't know I don't know that advertising would be very effective and might not be very good at getting her repeat business either. Woohoo! Level 9! I got a message on my phone. I guess I know it's not my boss, so I probably don't need to look at it, but... Oh, Songvale's posting updates to her drawing. I like it. This is good. I wonder if you should, like, draw the implication of, like, or, like, more show where the face is not the neck, like that line for the jawline or something, but it's hard because, you know, it's an elf, so you don't, like, want there to be a really aggressive jawline. I get that. I also think his hairstyle will obscure this, but I would think about, like, where is his skull? Like, the rounding of the back of his head for the top of where his hair is. Right now it's just sort of this big, giant arc. Songvale says there are problems with the hair, but she's going to get to that later. Okay. I do really like this piece. The only reason I am giving, like, more feedback is because I have misunderstood that that was what was wanted, but I do think this is a very cool piece, and, like, you could continue right now if you wanted to, and it would still turn out very, very cool. So, just to be clear about that. My little cardboard thing to support my mouse is getting very worn out, and I actually have to just move my mouse now when I take my hand off it. It's very sad. Songvale says, no, that's fair. Feedback is fine. Good to hear. Oh, we have a quest to go hunt things that we killed already. Such is the vanilla way of life. Make some more bandages. Turn in a quest.
Greetings.
We have found the swoops, and we do have the quills.
Go in peace.
It was not an easy task, but we are a hunter of merit.
Ancestors watch over you.
Nice. Alright, we have 5 silver. Probably when we sell all of this stuff, we will be at close to maybe 10 silver if we're lucky. So the question becomes again, do we save up to make sure we can get all our level 10 skills? Or do we buy a bag? I feel like if we had a bag, we could stay out longer and get, like, pick up more things. And then earn money more quickly. So maybe spending money on a bag is making money. Big brain thought here. Songvale says she needs to find references she likes for the hair, because she feels like she wants braids, but she doesn't feel like she should just swing at doing braids without reference, because that sounds like a good way to get angry. Yes, that makes sense. Don't do that. Now I'm just thinking about how sometimes I wake up with Eledris' hair in the morning. My first thought was just like, I mean, I could braid my hair. What's the hairstyle? I'll take a picture of it. We're gonna have buff food. Buff food.
Greetings, traveler.
We're not as in dire straits for bag space as we were before, so I guess maybe I'll hold on to the silver for trade good times. Photon says, that's a real artist mentality. Oh, I need the specific pose? I'll just do it and take a pic. I feel like that must be like an anime artist thing, because I feel like I don't see that anywhere else, but then when I read that statement, honestly, like, I see people at anime conventions doing poses in my head. Like, that's the visual. Alright, so we can go farm that. Or we can go farm the harpies we were going to try to wait to have a pet for. Let's do the one that feels safer. Which, you know, might in and of itself be a way to get killed because we feel safe and then we will die. But hopefully not. Oh, hey, War Stomp might be useful. We should have that on the bar. Photon probably doesn't know. War Stomp is an AoE stun. Which, you know, might be good for running away. Photon said she wonders. She thought it was just a self-taught internet artist thing or something. No, I mean, I feel like you hear about, like, traditional animators having, a mirror that they, like, would make faces into to figure out how to draw. But, yeah. I feel like only anime fandom artists are, I want to say, kooky enough to shoot their own pose references. Dramatic enough, maybe, is another good word for it.
It's too far away.
You think AoE stun sounds great? Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great move. It's not as amazing on a hunter, you'd think, because, like, ideally, especially once I have a pet, everything will be held at range. But what you need the AoE stun for is when everything has gone to hell and they are not at range like they should be. Photon said anime artists are definitely kooky, lol. Songville says she once saw this thing online about a mirror device Renaissance painters allegedly used to project a faint image of their reference onto the paper for tracing. Interesting. Photon says, now, though, the hip and cool thing is to use 3D models for references. I do that. I have a free 3D model program. And then I think there is one built into Clip Studio, which is, like, the one I think people want to use for drawing these days. Like, that's the cool one. It's not Photoshop. When we were younger, everyone was like, wow, that's so cool, you actually have Photoshop. People want Clip Studio now. I am a Krita or Rebel person. But sometimes I think I look at Clip Studio in the same way that occasionally I'm just struck by this urge to buy an iPad. And I think what it is just because I see so many people, like, who are so excited and making so many, like, cool art pieces with lots of energy and life that visibly talk about doing so with an iPad or in Clip Studio on the computer. Like, Procreate on the iPad or Clip Studio on the computer. My brain, like, thinks if I just bought an iPad or if I just was using Clip Studio Paint, I suddenly would have friends. Which I know sounds really sad, but, like, it sounds like, oh, if I did these things, I would be part of a community. But, like, that word is deeply overused. Like, community means people know about you and care about you, and you, like, share huge quantities of experience with them, and, like, owning an iPad is not a community. But every so often, I fall into this pit where, like, my lizard brain is convinced that if I just bought the iPad, then people would care about me. It's a weird thought. Apple has truly succeeded, or Clip Studio has truly succeeded in making it feel like their product is a social group. Songville says 3D models sound like a good idea, but she always ends up spending like 2 hours setting up the pose and then she just runs out of energy. I would do that and then I would like screenshot it. Like I would set up the pose and then move the camera to like have it be the composition that I want to, like with the foreshortening and all of that, and then just take a screenshot of that and then save it for later. For a while I did that and I kept trying to draw like Drizzt Do'Urden from this one that I made. Although I remember with that image specifically that like it kept looking weird, so I kept changing the pose to like make it look less weird. But that just resulted in it being a different, far more generic pose. So I wasn't that successful at it. I need a lot more work at drawing humanoid things. Photon says she knows that there was some drama about it with Art Fight, but she thinks the 3D models use is genius. and that Songvale's 3D pose problems make sense. And she just thinks that it's because most new artists are doing it that way because we're, 'cause we're old, and she understands the feeling of the desire for community. Yeah. Songvale says, honestly, that's how fashion works. Yeah, and like, I don't know. Maybe if I bought an iPad and then went, like, obviously if I sat in my apartment, like, it's not gonna help, but if I bought an iPad and then went and sat in like a trendy cafe while sketching, maybe people would come talk to me. Although I also think if I brought my laptop and was sketching on like my pad tablet in a cafe, people still might come talk to me. I guess it is possible people who like drawing on their iPad would like specifically come up and like want to talk about art, whereas I think if I was just drawing on my computer, like, I don't know if either of you have ever drawn in digital art in public before, but people like want to see what you're doing. I remember one time, this was in like 2015 because it was when I had my companion too, and I was drawing on the plane, and I drew this picture of like Rainbow Dash in a storm, and like the attendants kept coming over and wanting to look at the picture because they all thought it was really cool that I like had this drawing computer and that I was drawing this Pegasus pony in a storm. Photon says, biggest hurdle, most artists are socially awkward. I sort of am, and I'm sort of not. Like when I'm in my element and I'm in control of the social situation, you would never say that. Like, I would just completely dominate it. But if I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm the one who's incompetent or like intruding upon somebody else's space, I become very awkward. Very quiet. Photon says, I have the confidence factor. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm in my space, like my stream right now, I have the confidence factor. But like, if I went to like an art meetup with my like mediocre amateur skills, I would just be like, I'm so sorry for existing. And then that confidence factor really changes to not exist. That is the way in which it changes. Oh no, Starsworn, why are you clicking? And the answer is, because my other hand was busy with something that all of you should do. Here you go. Have a fish, guys. You should have some water. Or some other hydrating substance. I can't decide if I like the confetti. Do we think I should turn the confetti off and just have the fish appear? Songwell says that she has successfully finished her hydration. Excellent. Songwell says she doesn't think the confetti matches the fish. That's sort of what I'm thinking. Like, it's very celebratory, but I don't think it matches. Photon suggests the age-old wisdom of hydrate before you dihydrate. Exactly. Not gonna do you any good if you've already dihydrated. Longbow says we should remove the confetti. Alright, well hopefully I will remember to do that. I also feel like stream management tasks are not as like tedious as they used to be, but it might be because they're slightly faster and like I kind of know where to go or what I need to do with them. Photon says she did not even notice the confetti. I guess it's possible that the confetti doesn't play on the app. The confetti also seems to happen before the fish appears, which is kind of weird. Like the sound plays and then there's confetti and then the fish appears and then the confetti goes away and the fish is still there. So I'm not sure what's up with all that. Man, we have 0 cougar claws. It says swoop, but for some reason, like, going quickly over it like this, I thought instead of swoop that said cougar. Songwell says she also is seeing the confetti. Yeah, like, I don't get to see the confetti in the stream preview in OBS. but I can see the stream preview, or like if I, right now to see the chat, I don't have it popped out, I just have like this version of this area called Creator Dashboard. So like I can see a bunch of quick actions, like if we're gonna raid somebody, I can see all my tags, I can see like the activities, like somebody's clicked an alert or followed or whatever. I see the chat, and then I can see the stream like live. Which is very distracting actually if I look at it, because it's like 6 or 7 seconds at least behind. So the video like lags behind what I'm seeing and saying. But anyway, the confetti appears first there. For whatever reason. But yeah, I'm gonna radically change topics now because I just was like, oh, what time is it? I feel like I am not against evening stream when I enjoy evening stream and when like turning on WoW, etc. is not challenging. Because like right now I'm tired and I'm just like, oh, well, you know, this is fun, and then later I'll go to bed because I'm tired. But I think if it's like, oh, I really want to do a bunch of other stuff, and then, oh, I have to stream, and then when I stream it's like, oh, I have to go to bed right now and I'm not tired, like, that's a really bad mix because it controls my time. But since I'm like genuinely enjoying streaming, I am not having an issue. Like, I'm not really having a problem with the fact that I'm evening streaming right now. Photon says, yeah, just do it on impulse. Maybe that's a good way to do it. Like, the morning streams are scheduled and the later evening ones are impulse. I do have a question for both of you. So, in July, I cannot stream before like 1 or 2 p.m. Pacific time. So I cannot stream before like 4 or 5 p.m. your time, Photon. Do you think I should, just for the sake of like summer consistency, like move to that starting next week, even though I can stream in the morning next week? Alternatively, like I could try to like bridge the gap where it's like if I'm feeling good, I could try like starting basically at my normal time and then just going for as long as possible, and like some days maybe that will just be like 2 hours, okay, I'm done, and then maybe some days it will actually be like a 5-hour gap or 5-hour thing where it's like my morning stream slot time into the new afternoon time to like build up an audience. Songville says summer streaming schedule seems good, and Photon supports evening streaming with that being consistent but also not an obligation. Songville, will you feel bad though if I'm doing like long streams that like you can't stay for the whole thing of? Photon says, yeah, maybe blend it. Yeah, like start off with the same schedule and then transition into the summertime. Well, next week we might do that then. Songville says she also recalls that last year it seemed like 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 was a much more successful streaming slot. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about it. Provided I like feel good and can do streams after morning summer camp is over. I actually think the time slot will be potentially a lot better for me. And then we'll see how that goes when I go back to work, if any of that audience is like available in the morning now that they found me in the afternoon.
That's still recharging.
I'm kind of surrounded here.
The spell isn't ready yet.
I don't think it's a huge deal, but I'm a little bit concerned. I would like to see this go down quickly. Okay. I'm definitely getting greedy at this point because this is taking so long. I'm like, I don't want to fight anything but what I need to fight, but that is leading to me putting myself in some pretty dangerous situations with some mobs packed pretty tight. Always remember to run away strafing in hardcore.
I can't cast.
If they hit you from behind, they can daze, but if you are strafing, they are hitting you from the side. doesn't hurt as much. Photon says 4 to 5 is when she's off work, but she has to drive home. Okay, so is this... You're thinking that this will actually be a better time slot for you then? Songwell says she will feel bad if she has to leave partway through, but perhaps that is just a her problem. I also think the reality is, like, when the stream chat is quiet, if no one else has picked it up and, like, people need to go, I probably will end stream, as, despite what people might think, I actually don't just like hearing myself talk. Like, I would rather interact with people. So I do think if I've been streaming, like, 2 or 3 hours and then everyone needs to go... Excuse me. I'm streaming a couple hours and then everyone needs to go. Like, I might be like, alright, I'm out. Photon says, huh, very interesting. It is for me, yeah. Okay. Well, the summer of streaming is the thing for you. Songwell says, the thing is, she could probably do 2 hours at any given time of day. Oh yeah, but hanging around for like 4 to 6 is kind of a lot. I would offer to pay you as my mod, but currently the main source of my income is on Twitch, is your Amazon Prime subscription. So I just don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work, and also you will need to be subscribed for like 4 years before I have amassed enough money from your Prime subscription to cash it out. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna pay you as my mod. Photon says 4 to 6 hours is a lot unless I'm full-time. Wouldn't it be cool if I was, though? I did the math, and I figured out I could quit my job and pay rent. I couldn't buy food or anything, but I could pay my rent if I quit my job and streamed 55 hours a day with my current viewership. No, I didn't misspeak. I need to figure out how to stream 55 hours a day, 365 days a year, and then I can pay rent and nothing else. So, you know, pondering that when work is difficult. Songwell says she could either, she can't do 5 hours across a bunch of the days, so like she could start when I start, or she could come in later in the stream, but starting when I start and then staying for 4 to 6 hours would be quite different. Yeah. Which, you know, fair enough. I wonder, like, what other games... I mean, I feel like for Genshin, we do actually have some people, like, come through every now and then. And people did, like, pop in when I was doing some of my streams for, like, my WoWiversary. I'm gonna bring this up all the time, but, like, the one VOD I missed uploading was the one that was actually on the day of my anniversary, where I, like, went and did so many super cool things and, like, told so many stories. And I'm so frustrated that I lost that VOD, because, like, that was one that I actually feel like I would go back and watch someday. Not even, like, as a Twitch thing, but just as a, like, I forgot about that. That's right, that did happen. So I wish I had that VOD, but I messed up. Photon says, I gotta get into the ASMR game. I can LARP as an elf magic lady and make zillions of dollars. Yeah! And run my cafe with Magical Build-A-Bear. But anyway, I think what I was rambling on was, like, in building viewership. I don't know, like, what games that I play and, like, have something to say about that, like, more people would wander in. Because I realize, like, streaming World of Warcraft right now, I am going to struggle to get new viewers. There are, like, 1,000 streams streaming World of Warcraft. So, like, the odds that someone will see mine and click on it are just incredibly low. So I feel like maybe I should be streaming some other stuff too. And then people could come in, realize that I'm just a delightful personality regardless of what I'm playing, and they would come to WoW and stay on. But I wonder if I, you know, was wearing my elf ears and I had a camera, like, would that draw in the viewers if I wasn't weird? I was still wholesome, but I was wearing elf ears. Photon says, gotta hit a niche market or something. Yeah, and I just don't know what that is. Like, I don't know how to figure that out. I think probably the thing to do is like be one of the first streamers who happen to stream something that becomes an indie darling. That probably would be key. But then I would have to like be up on indie games and predict which one was good. Photon says I definitely would get hits, to be honest, because if I play a character, people are into it. Well, like, I can put on elf ears. I feel like people find me to be a character regardless. They just won't know that until they click on the stream. I'm very torn between buying a camera and, like, people say the first thing you should upgrade is your mic, but in fairness, I feel like I have a pretty decent mic that I harvested from unwanted items at the school. So maybe I already do have an upgraded mic, and I should get a camera. Photon says she always wants to do a VTuber thing, but she's lazy. Yeah, for a long time I really wanted to do like a PNG tuber thing. Where I could like push buttons to like shapeshift into different creatures. I think that would be fun. Photon says she thinks the mic is pretty good. Thank you. I think what it could use an upgrade is my mic arm setup. It is actually on a mic arm, except it doesn't mount to the mic arm, so it's actually like a piece of elastic rope that I have like tied between the like stand so that the mic can sit on the table is what it's supposed to be. But I have tied it to the end of a mic arm, and the way that it is tied doesn't let the mic arm bend in any way anymore. And also the mic arm is supposed to be like attached to a table, but there's no spot around me. Sometimes I'll have to take a picture of like my streaming setup and share it in the Discord. But there's nowhere for me to attach it and not damage like an end table or something next to me eventually. So it just sits on the floor with like a towel wrapped around the bottom so it doesn't scratch the floor. It's janky. Photon says I should do that for summer streams. PNG stream. You mean like make a PNG tuber? I feel like in art streams, like people are really down with VTubers, but then it depends on what game you're playing. Like I don't generally have the sense that people accept VTubers playing WoW. Like WoW people aren't into that. Although I don't, like, on the one hand, I don't care. I'm gonna do my thing. On the other hand, like, please come watch my stream. I need people to talk to. So yes, on PNG Tuber. I mean, I could try to prioritize getting that together. I think part of it is also that I am not, like, keen on my biological reality. And so it's like, I'm more interested in the PNG Tuber or the VTuber because it has that old internet plus of like, you decide what you look like, you decide what people get to perceive you as. So I like that, but at the same time, like wearing elf ears and getting a camera sounds easier than developing a VTuber or a PNG tuber, and it's certainly cheaper if I'm gonna pay somebody else to do it. Like buying a camera of reasonable quality, even if it's like $200, would be way cheaper than buying a VTuber rig. Songo says she doesn't see it often, but she has seen VTubers in hardcore moments. Okay. Photon says she's sure it depends on the audience, but VTubers are pretty much the norm now. Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe I should go scroll. Maybe it's the case that it's like, well, I don't see them very often, but actually they're not that common, but they are popular, so just simply being a VTuber would get people to click because they're looking for that. Photon says if I get a good camera, I can also translate it to a VTuber. I think the camera that I have probably also could do it. Like, my built-in webcam isn't terrible, but the reason I want a separate one is honestly so that I can, like, easily manipulate it for Tamagotchi time. And also because I keep thinking I want to make videos of some kind, like edited videos for YouTube, and like go out and shoot B-roll of plants and stuff. It's 10 o'clock, the Tama's going to bed. Photon Debugger says Final Fantasy XIV streamers, a lot of them are VTubers. Yeah, but I think the demographic that plays Final Fantasy is much more anime, and the demographic who plays World of Warcraft is much more like death metal. It's just different. Camera upgrade might be worth the B-roll. Yeah, I think partially I just feel bad. I feel like I'm at the end of like the I have money, so I'm gonna spend money. Like, I'm starting to feel nervous about money again. Number hasn't been going down, but number isn't really going up anymore. And that is stressful. So partially, it's just like, I'm no longer... Ooh, actually, I don't know when we got it, but we got enough claws. Let's go back. So partially, it's just, like, spending the money on the camera. Makes me feel like, I don't know, should I be spending money? Although, like... It's a hobby that maybe someday could translate into an income, so, like, maybe it's an investment. I'm not sure. But also, I don't even know where to begin, like, researching a good camera. Or, like, how much do I need to plan on spending? Like, is it $100? Is it $250? Like, what... Because there's often these points, right, where it's like what I want to spend can be my budget, and that's fine. But there's often, like, points, like, when you're buying computers, there's a point where it's like, you can get this kind of computer for $500, but really, the next time it's super worth it to upgrade is if you're at, like, $750. So, like, if you have $600 to spend, you either should, like, go down to $500 and get bang for buck there, or you should wait and save up to $750. It doesn't really make sense to buy a $600 computer. Like, it's just not that much better than the $500 computer. And I think I don't know enough about cameras to know that about cameras. Photon says, that's very true, but, I can do what I want to be cool, and not gonna lie, a potential stream of income is good. It's true, it's just remember that this stream of income right now, I can pay rent and nothing else if I stream 55 hours a day. Which is not physically possible, regardless of the quality of my camera. Photon says, but to be honest, a lot of people don't need super fancy upgrades to make content. Genuinely, as long as I'm just trying, people will find me if I keep consistently posting. Yeah, that makes sense too. And I know people like just use your phone camera. I don't have good phones. And so my phone cameras actually don't look that good, which is also why I'm considering buying a real camera. Songville says Rebel's metallics are just not working right now, and she does not know why. Do you have it set to the right kind of layer? And then also, I remember there was a thing in metallics that you can change them from like 0 to 7 in intensity. So I would check those two settings. Photon says, alternatively, once I get going, plan the camera in the future. I feel like I already am kind of going. I've almost been doing this pretty consistently for a year, barring like when I've had personal emergencies.
May the eternal sun
Thank
shine
you, Wepwawet. The purity with which these beasts hunt is vital in the creation of the next cleansing totem. The goblins will never learn the difference between contending with the land and living in harmony with it.
we shall meet.
The totem is ready, Wepwawet, and again it is your task to perform the ritual of cleansing. Go to the Thunderhorn Waterwell north of the village and use the Thunderhorn cleansing totem in your ritual. After you do this, return to me. May the spirits guide you. It would be cool if they gave rewards that were upgrades. That is my wish in this moment. I do see that we have an ad starting in 3 minutes. Sorry that there are longer chunks of ads, but me doing the longer chunks of ads means that they don't interrupt me that much with ads, so that's what I opted for. I did kind of plan on, like, not running the ads right when I became affiliate, but, surprise, if you get 25 followers, they just put ads, and you just get to decide how often they happen. Songbell says, yes, it's set to Metallic's layer, and she's been changing all the intensities, and it just acts like the whole Metallics thing does not exist. Photon says, oh yeah, you meant the video content. So, like, right now, without the camera, I guess part of me is like, I could try to edit together my VODs. I think the problem is that, like, what happens in my stream is good conversations. So I'm not sure what the narrative structure of, like, edited down VODs for me would be. Which is a significant problem. Because I think that would be the first thing to do if I can't, like, shoot video. It would be editing my VODs into videos. Is upgrade? Big upgrade! Photon says, yeah, good question, to be honest. Like, I think you would probably say the same thing. Like, this is a good conversation. I feel like, at least where I am right now, my streams, if anything, would, like, be a good supplement to, like, edited video content, because they're a place to, like, come and have a conversation with me and hang out. But they're not a place you go because the stream is itself, like, super entertaining. It's like, it's a good conversation. So I don't know how to edit that down. Photon says, it depends if I want short form or long form. Photon says, because I can edit out random comments or pauses. Yeah, that's true. Like, just have it be, like this pause could go away when I just totally forget what I'm talking about.
How may I aid you?
Just edit out all the pauses so that people are only present for just everything I had to say. Which could be something I do if I do, like, get myself to stream while nobody is here hanging out. And then just have a record of it later. So that could be a thing. There also was a little bit where I was, like, going to start a project of, like, video recording some leveling in retail World of Warcraft and then editing it together with my thoughts about that experience. But I became frustrated with the state of retail's leveling experience and stopped.
Looking for something special.
So I could also just try to, like, let there be streams where I'm quiet and I'm using it to get video footage. Because the great thing about getting the video footage by doing it as a live VOD is that I don't have to have the local storage space to just amass footage, even though I would need it if I wanted to, like, download that footage and edit it in some way. But I don't need the same amount of storage that I would to save 2 to 4 hours of streaming every, 2 days, 4 times a week or whatever. I'm starting to lose the ability to talk, and I apologize for that. Photon says, not gonna lie, she can think of ways to do it, but explaining how it's tricky. Like, I can make a snippet of a deeper conversation and just posting it as, like, motivational stuff or whatever. Yeah, and maybe I just need to, like, sit down and watch my VODs to, like, find those moments, because I feel like they're not in there. But maybe if I just watched the VODs back, I would discover actually there's loads of moments in which I just dropped the realest life advice. And people need to hear that. I do see that there's an ad break going on, so I don't know I don't know if Photon can hear me right now. Hopefully you can hear me. Photon says I could turn that into a video about how the leveling makes me feel. Yeah, I agreed. And I think there's actually a lot of people who make videos about their negative opinions of retail right now. I think I just like wanted, like my whole point when I set out to do that was like, how can I level in retail in a way that feels like immersive and thoughtful and really engaging and like brings the classic spirit into retail. And then I was trying to do it in retail, and I was just getting very annoyed at all the ways in which retail fundamentally does not let you, because they have done level squishes and stuff that genuinely broke the content or broke the buffs or broke the exploration or whatever. And I was like, do I want to make a video where I complain about retail? Is that who I am? And I was hoping that the answer was no. So that's why we haven't done that. Songwell says she figured out the metallics thing, but she is tired and the tablet is hot, so she is going to pause it for the night. I am also getting very tired. And we are past 2 hours. But I don't want to be done. I'm actually enjoying myself, but I am quite tired. Enjoyably, Windblade is not tired. Like, the can of air really changed everything. Like, I would say the keyboard, when I run my hand on the keys, I can tell it's, like, warm. But it's not hot anymore, which is great. Songwell says she desperately needs to BRB, but she will BRB. Oh, I get it. You really have to be right back, but, like, the nice thing is that she will, in fact, be right back. Okay. Photon, I did see that I was responding to everything you said during an ad, so I don't know if you got to hear any of my responses. Could you confirm? Oh, hey. This is where I was supposed to turn this in. She says, LOL, she did not. Alright, so short farming it. You can think of ways to edit it, like snipping out just a piece of a deeper conversation that's very motivational. I always think that that doesn't happen, but I don't watch my own VODs back ever, really. Like, I feel like occasionally I did, specifically because Songvale said that she used to, like, use them as, like, background noise when she was feeling kind of lonely, and which was very touching. So, like, I think I checked out a couple and I was like, you know what? This is, like, real content. This is good. But I haven't done it in a while, so maybe I'm wrong and there just are worthwhile... There are worthwhile things I could snip. And then you had a suggestion that I could turn my retail video into just a video about how the leveling makes me feel. And the long and short of it was basically... That was a video complaining about retail was the opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to show how you could still, like, choose to have the classic experience by just approaching retail in a specific way. But everything I tried to do with, like, getting buff foods and leveling professions and stuff, because of stat squishes, it all gave, like, literally +0. Or, like, just everything was just truly broken. And so, like, the video absolutely would have been complaining about how retail is broken, but I wanted to have it be like this positive thing of like, here's how you can do classic vibes in retail, or like, here's how I did and I had a good time. I don't know if I just want to be another person complaining about retail. Photon says she thinks sometimes when we get into good discussions they can be really good. Well, I'll have to make a note sometime to like go listen to a VOD. The other challenging piece about going back and editing a VOD is that they are at a minimum 2 hours long. So that is very time consuming to go back and find the good parts of. Oh. Okay. We do have to go kill more Venture Co, but I think this is in a cave actually up here. So I don't think we shouldn't have gone here, because these are unlocking from him from that quest anyway.
Ancestor watching.
What do we think? Should we go in a cave? Harpies.
May your ancestors forever guard your path.
Let's do harpies. And then hopefully we won't die to harpies. Photon says, yeah, that's fair. Sometimes stuff isn't positive and that's okay. Like, maybe the way to spin it, you can use it as a guide to overcome those drawbacks or how to navigate it or just deliver it in a neutral, informative way. Yeah, I guess so. And, like, I just experienced it. Like, I think the critiques are real. I don't know. I think part of me is like, I don't know that we need that video. I think we already have that video. But admittedly, the whole thing with content creation is not like... I was gonna say the point is just, like, creating stuff, not asking whether the world needs it or it's new. But while that kind of is true, I guess, like, thinking about it more, when ultimately it's about your experience and your real thoughts. Like, you're not just parroting what other people have said, but you go and you have an experience and you're like, you know what? People are right. Here is my opinion. There's also something authentic about that. Like, too. I don't want it to be so that I tried to go play retail leveling with a classic mindset and discovered how much that isn't a thing. I'm in mourning about that. Songville says, while she was be right backing, she noticed that Haruko the ferret put half a leaf pillow in the water pan, and she suggests no caves. Photon wanted the cave, but we are going to fight harpies instead. Songville says, caves are death because they limit your escape options while generally containing a high density of foes. Photon says, that is totally fair. Photon says, it's half true, create what you want no matter the necessity, but also your perspective.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll think about it. And I think one thing I've been thinking a lot about lately is that, like, it's, to me, I think there's a toxic positivity element in the idea of being supportive. But at the same time, I think constantly, like, focusing on the negative or, like, not trying to see the positive when everything around you genuinely is negative, like, it just makes you want to give up. There's a doomer quality to it. And so I'm less into, like, be supportive, but I guess I am in a place of, like, be constructive. And so I don't know. Like, maybe the whole video could be structured around, like, here's what I wish retail still did. And then I'm playing through retail zones, and it's like, now I wish that when I had done this profession, I was rewarded with, you know, items that gave me a small buff or whatever, rather than having it be like, retail sucks and I wish it worked like classic. Botan says, there's a difference between hating and critique. That is true, but I also think there is almost an aggressive prevalence of just too much critique also, because we are so aware of how much work needs to be done for things to even feel acceptable, that, like, it's still too negative. Like, it's like when you are given a project that, like, you're told everything you need to do, but there's just so many steps that it's overwhelming. Like, you were told what to do, but, like, it was too much. It still just was mentally and emotionally crushing. And constantly being surrounded by critique that isn't focused on, like, making the best of it or giving, like, mainly giving feedback on, like, let's do this rather than, like, this is a problem. I at least find that very draining, and I think it's not that there aren't problems, but like, the world, for me at least, the world needs to spend more time on things that are already good, that are reasons that, like, the bad parts are worth working on because there's all of this good stuff left, rather than just saying, like, here's some problems and here's what would make it better. Like, I need to feel like there's way more things that aren't problems that are just good right now. And that might just be, like, where my mental, emotional health or existence is at. But, yeah. But, you know, maybe that's my creative, authentic voice. Like, how do I find a way to not pretend things are good that aren't good, but actually do the hunting to find the stuff that is just good, almost no notes. Maybe that's my niche. It's not toxic positivity, but it's also not so much endless critique that you're like, I could never get all of these repairs done. Nobody could. I'm tired. Literally, it gives me even though it's not my job to fix World of Warcraft, it gives me that feeling of like, I have so much to do, I'm going to go take a nap. Songville says, there are a lot of videos telling viewers what the streamer is mad about so we can all be mad together, but not necessarily a lot that are formulated as if they were direct feedback to Blizzard. That could be. Yeah, I could try, like, formatting it as if I was, like, going to send in a ticket with this, like, presentation prepared. Photon says the problem is seeing critique as a negative when it isn't inherently. I understand that it isn't inherently, but hearing so much critique all of the time just makes me feel like there's so much work to do. Just give up. So for me, even the quantity of critique that's out there, that is toxic to me as well. I need more things that are just they're worth it right now. So that's where I'm at. Photon says, yeah, very true. There's a big issue with how people see or use critique. Most people spin it negatively, than doing a balance of good and bad. Plus, I think people don't understand that you don't do, like, two good things and two good things and two bad things. You don't even do, like, two good things and one bad thing. Like, I think the little snippet thing is, like, it takes 7 good things to outweigh one bad thing. And that is absolutely not what attention economy rewards or encourages us to do. Or for that matter, just like awareness and frustration with things not being good and there being a lot of bad around. It's hard to find 7 things that you can be eloquent and excited about for every one thing that makes you go on an angry rant. Like, I get that. Photon says, there you go. Here's free content. You're right. I don't see here. What's the video on this though? Like, we're just killing harpies. I don't know that is a, that's going to be engaging, but maybe. Like, maybe it would do well as a short. I don't know. Songville says she's being visited. Honestly, that makes it sound like a spirit has entered your home. Good luck with that. Photon says, the conversation about critique. I mean, I could, like, also use this as, like, I could take notes, right? Like, this could be the, I'm getting so tired. I'm losing my train of thought so bad. This conversation could be the beginning of my video essay on why, like, even critique can be toxic. Photon says she doesn't know, but she can see the potential. Thank you for believing in me and/or believing in my arguments. Oh, that's not good. I don't like being stunned. That's very bad. This feels very dangerous. It's not super bad, but if we hit like a really long streak of like miss, like that was bad timing. I didn't care for that. Miss. This is not good. Don't do that. This could get dangerous very quickly. Or like if we pulled more than one, that would be really bad. I did not like saying if we missed, this could get out of hand quickly, and then I immediately missed. I was like, no, don't do this. I don't want I mean, I want viewers, but I don't want content that gets me viewers that way. Photon says it's okay, I lived. Photon literally here, like, did you die though? Photon says I jinxed it. How do I get viewers? I set myself up perfectly with the Hardcore Moments clip. I actually had a good Hardcore Moments clip, like, months ago, and then I didn't clip it and send it in. Although, I suppose I still, like, could, you know? Crazy React clip. This happened to me 6 months ago. I revisit my trauma. I think... Okay, that's the last Talon. I think we are gonna head back and turn in this quest. And maybe almost be 10. Ooh, potions. Maybe almost be 10. So we did finish this. I guess we could Hearth. And I guess we're gonna turn this in and we'll get to like here. So we'll be very close to 10, but I guess we probably won't hit 10. Photon says also about the 2-hour VOD editing. Yeah, that's the suffering part of streaming if I want to cut up content. Like, I think I just have to watch a VOD and figure out, is it worth it? Because I right now, my first thought is my VODs edited down will not be very interesting. But
Greetings.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Farewell. Be careful.
Okay, well that's more than I thought, but still not enough to get 10. We'll do this one. I feel like I'm very close, so I want to get 10. Someone's advertising for a guild that seems interesting. Oh, I want to cook these and then I'll sell them. Photon says I can do 2 times speed. That's true. Admittedly, I can take in information pretty fast, so like watching a 2-hour VOD at 2 to 4 times speed, I will still be able to parse what's going on, but I could find clips that are interesting pretty fast. If you think that maybe they're interesting, maybe other people will too. Unless you are, as the kids say, glazing me. Are you just telling me what I want to hear? Are you Photon GPT? You are the chat right now.
Be careful.
We will go cleanse the well, and then hopefully we will be 10. And then I think once we're 10, Photon says she's not trying to glaze me, but she does have bias. Well, I appreciate your support. And if I edit down a VOD and people like it, I'll put you in the credits. Photon says, woohoo! She longs for recognition. Oh, that guy's getting it first. We'll let him have it. Songo says she briefly exists. What does that mean? Photon says, Mom, I'm on TV. Surprise, actually. You're on your phone. Although depending on what... I guess it's possible that somebody's watching this on TV. I think based on the viewer count, there is a lurker. So maybe you are on TV. I don't know. Songwell says she is back from being talked to, but she needs to put creatures to bed. Can you send a picture of Haruko Noodle? Please send pictures of Haruko Noodle. Are these gonna give for this workers and supervisors? Not these. Okay. I think these are just in the cave, but it was worth looking since I feel much safer about pulling them from around this well. But alas, pulling from around this well. I almost said this web. This well is for noobs. I guess they are green to me now, so that makes sense that they're not the objective of my yellow quest. Probably should stop and have some water. I'm getting low on water. I gotta pick up some more. Someone says to where? Either to me, or you could put it in Constellation so that Photon can also enjoy picture of Noodle. Would you like a picture of Noodle, Songvale? Songvale, you can, if you would like it, feel free to keep it. You don't need to delete it after you send it. Noodle picture. Noodle. Oh, there she is. She's so good. Look at her feet. I feel like she does, like, look right at the camera. And I assume it's because she's just interested, like, there's, like, just an object out. But part of me wonders if she... I don't know. Does she realize that we're doing something with the strange brick in our hand? Songwell says it plays animations. Do you have like the thing where it like encourages kids to smile on? Level 10 and we got some water. What do we think? Are we gonna pull everything? Sometimes I just think about that April Fool's joke they did, where skinning a bear pulls every bear within 40 yards. What are we taking? We got humanoid slaying, deflection, monster slaying, and cut. Ooh, I feel like I want this stun. I'm not even gonna look at the other stuff. I like when a stun happens and saves me from my own stupidity. Photon says she must sleep soon. Alas, says she is eepy. We are level 10. We're gonna go turn in this quest, and then we are gonna call the stream for the night. Songwell says she thinks she has it set to play animations on the external screen to get the subject's attention. Photon thinks that's hilarious. Yeah, it's for like little kids to like make them look at the camera. It seems to work very well on ferrets, which is sweet. This will be our quest to begin to learn to tame pet.
Well met.
We will do these. Oh, we can't track humanoids. How close are we? Okay, here.
Go in peace.
Can I sell you some stuff? I need to learn
Something special.
things. That's fine. I can always make more, right? Light armor kit, light armor. Why were these not in the same stack? That's so weird. Okay.
Hail.
Brat humanoids. Get that in there. Aspect of the hawk will be great. That makes us a little bit more effective in ranged combat, Photon. Serpent Sting, make us do a little bit more damage. That'll be great.
How may I aid you? Ancestors watching.
Photon says she meant April Fool's Bears, but that is also funny. Yeah, so they, like, this was like a decade ago. Maybe more. But basically their April Fool's joke was saying that they were releasing a World of Warcraft port for the Atari, which was like worse looking than like the NES, like older than the NES. And the premise of the game was that it was the Raid Molten Core, but you could still do things. I'll find you a link. It was extremely funny. Hold on a second. YouTube. Yeah, for the Atari. Molten Core Atari. Like, one of the best lines in it is, like, you know, because they do the trailer thing with, like, all the things to hype you up. One of the things that you should be excited for is that it has sound. I have posted it in Constellation for anybody who wants to check it out. It is genuinely very funny. It is actually worth clicking the video. I know I also don't always watch the videos when they get linked. I haven't watched any videos, and we're gonna get found out by NinnyPron tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow morning I'll have to watch some videos. But yeah. Alright, let's turn in the quest. Okay.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Alright, and we have one more to go out and find. Next time, we will certainly start with taming a pet so that we are a little bit safer as we run around. But for now, I think we are...
Peace, friend.
We are going to, call it, because I can't keep a train of thought to, like, give a complete sentence. Thank you very much for your time today, folks. Songville says, she's quoting the video, move in any of 8 unique directions. Wow. The future is here, guys. Well, we were watching the Genshin vids last week, and then the power went out for 5 hours because there was a giant storm. So, like, there genuinely was an attempt to watch them last week, and then literally an extremely unusual... Like, thunderstorms do not happen where I live right now. Like, it's just not something that happens in this part of the country. And it was insane. Like, trying to watch... And I told NinnyPion about this. And she was like, that doesn't even surprise me. Because she was sharing, like, how many things... When she tries to get friends to, like, do stuff or hang out with her or watch something. Like, this was less a, like, pity me thing. And more that it's just, like, bizarre stuff always seems to happen. That... causes issues for people doing stuff that she asked them to do. Just freak accidents, yeah. So that, like, I felt bad, but it also was funny. But I thank you for your time today. We are gonna go ahead and call it for there. I hope everybody had an enjoyable evening stream. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Genshin Impact. And I hope to see you there. For hanging out, and have a good night. Photon says, goodbye gamers, have a good night, you're welcome. Songwell says, skinning a bear should aggro every bears in a 40-yard radius was a WoW forum meme before this video also. I did not know that. I thought it came from this video. You are welcome, Songville, for the stream. Thank you for telling me that you did want me to do this, because I actually had a good time, and I don't know that I would have, like, turned it on my own. So... Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.